Have you ever had people say we shouldn't care about protecting the environment because Mother Nature will fix itself? Or are you someone wondering why, as human beings, we should care about protecting the environment? If so, I urge you to keep watching this video, as today we will be talking about 5 common myths about the environment that we should stop believing. Over the years, there's been much debate as to whether as human beings we need to take action towards protecting the environment and avoiding climate change. While I believe that we should, there are other people that think that it's not an imperative and there are other important things to focus on, and besides, Mother Nature will fix itself, right? Really? Well, I'm here today to debunk those myths, starting with myth number 1. Mother Nature will fix itself. It has been proven that human beings contribute significantly to environmental damage and climate change. This means that if we can ruin it, we can fix it. There is no separation between human beings and the environment, and we have a duty to protect the environment, not only because of what it gives us, but because our very own lives, people, our very own lives are dependent on the health of the environment. By way of example, there are a lot of communities in South Africa and around the world that are suffering from a lot of health problems due to toxic air pollution that is as a result of the burning of coal for electricity. If we are to actually find other cleaner ways to produce electricity by using cleaner energy sources, then we would not have to be burning coal. And this will result in clean air and a healthy environment for all. So no, nature will not sort itself out. As the biggest contributors to environmental damage and climate change, we have a duty to sort that out. We need to sort out our mess. Myth number 2. The damage has already been done and there is nothing we can do about it. Yes, some damage has been done and we cannot necessarily reverse it now. But that does not mean you cannot do anything to avoid or mitigate further damage. We are already experiencing the effects of climate change with the frequent droughts, floods, wildfires, and other extreme weather events that are happening around us. If we act now and say reduce our greenhouse gas emissions, we might actually avoid a climate catastrophe and actually move towards a climate resilient future. If anything, the COVID-19 pandemic has taught us so much about preparedness. We cannot just sit around and do nothing and wait for a disaster to strike. Myth number 3. Environmental protection is all about the environment. Have you ever had someone say, environmental rights are all about the protection of the little green frogs and preserving little trees. It's got nothing to do with the people and their livelihoods? I think this is the worst of them all. It shows how the concept of environmental protection is widely misunderstood by a lot of people. First of all, it separates people from the environment, whereas human beings and the environment are connected. We are interlinked like this. There is no separation, okay? Environmental protection is all about the protection of humanity. It's about people's lives and livelihoods, the protection of the health of the planet and seeking justice. It is about the people. People are and always will be at the center of the environment and environmental justice. It is all about creating a just and equitable world. Myth number 4. Environmental activists don't care about the people and development. I think environmental activists are some of the most misunderstood group of people. They are always perceived as having very narrow interests that seek to protect the environment for its beauty, and they don't care about people or their livelihoods. That is not true. Going back to myth number 3, you'd have seen that environmental activism and environmental protection is not about protecting the environment in and of itself. It is very much about the people. Environmental activists use the environmental right as a tool to ensure that people's human rights are realized. Myth number 5. There are much bigger problems to worry about than the environment. Really? What could be more important? Truth is, climate change is leading to increased droughts, floods, wildfires, and extreme weather events, and that is not going to stop unless we do something about it. One can easily miss these changes if they're so focused on the short term and their day-to-day lived realities. It is also true that there are so many problems in the world that needs to be fixed, and some of these affect us every single day. For example, poverty. This is a serious problem that needs to be addressed now. However, environmental and climate justice are very much parts of some of the measures that need to be implemented to deal with issues around poverty. This is so because it is always the poor who bear the brunt of environmental disasters, climate disasters, air pollution, water pollution. The more we do nothing about this, the more we fail to make these linkages, the more vulnerable we become, and the more inequalities are exacerbated in our society. We need to think beyond the now. The future is in our hands. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.